The blade of evil's bane, the sword of resurrection, the sword that seals the darkness, the sacred sword. The Master Sword sure has a lot of nicknames. It's probably the most important item or weapon in any 3D Zelda game. I mean, it appears in, I think, every single 3D Zelda game. So yeah, it's pretty freaking important, and it was really, really important in Breath of the Wild. You had to get 13 hearts, and you almost killed Link to get it, but then you finally got the Master Sword, and you finally had a weapon that didn't break.
Ah, the branch broke.
I know, the Master Sword did like to take some naps from now and then, so you couldn't use it all the time, but it was still super important in Breath of the Wild. And we know in Tears of the Kingdom, something is going on with this Master Sword. So in this video, I'm going to give my theory what's going on and how we're going to fix it. Let's get right into this Zelda Tears of the Kingdom theory. Guys, if you're new to my channel, you like Zelda, you like Tears of the Kingdom theories, you came to the right place. I make a ton of Zelda content, and the conversation doesn't have to end here. I have a Discord where we talk all things Zelda all the time. Guys, I'm an indie YouTuber, not that many subscribers, so every sub really matters. I'd appreciate it if you hit that old sub button and give me a like. Anyway, guys, let's get right into this theory video. Let's start off talking about what we know. We know we've seen the Master Sword in many of these teasers and trailers for Tears of the Kingdom. We see the Master Sword with Link when he's going through the cave in that first trailer from 2019. And we also see Malice not only attack Link's arm, but the Master Sword. The next time we really saw the Master Sword, it wasn't in great shape at all. It had a lot of holes in it. It looked really beat up. It was almost cut in half. It almost looked like it was like melted away and kind of gross. And we saw that in that fateful day when we heard that this game was getting delayed and not coming out in 2022. That day sucked, and it was even more disturbing that the Master Sword was in such bad shape. So a lot of people have been thinking and theorizing for the last year and a half that maybe this game is going to be about resurrecting the Master Sword. Maybe each temple, shrine, or dungeon Link goes to, he's able to repair just a little of it and eventually, get it back to its full power. But now, from the most recent gameplay trailer, we know that there's an ability called Fuse where you're able to actually combine any two weapons together and make a stronger weapon. So that really adds a whole new element of, strategy and theories into what is going on with this Master Sword. So my first thought when I saw Fuse was like, the Master Sword looks pretty busted. Maybe we could just fuse it with other items and create all these wild combinations for the Master Sword. Like, can you imagine combining like a rock and the Master Sword, or a twig and the Master Sword, or who knows, a mushroom and the Master Sword? But then I was like, wait a minute. The Master Sword is like the most important weapon and maybe item in all of Zelda. Like, can you think of a more important item? Seriously, if you think of a more important item besides like the Triforce, put it down in the comment section. The Master Sword is probably the coolest weapon. So they're not just gonna allow you to fuse the Master Sword with just anything. But maybe, just maybe, the Master Sword can only be combined with certain items. And I say items very specifically because if there are shrines in this game, maybe that's what you do. Maybe in every shrine or dungeon, you get one item, and that's the one item you can combine with the Master Sword. Then use that new ability to complete the dungeon, beat the boss, and you kind of gain that power. That's one theory. And something else I was really thinking about is even if you look at the logo for Tears of the Kingdom, you see the Master Sword, you see the top of it looks pretty normal, then the bottom is covered with that like neon Aztec kind of bottom for the blade. Does this indicate that there's going to be multiple different types of blades you could combine with the Master Sword? And we already know that the main point of Tears of the Kingdom, or one of the main, gameplay mechanics, is going to be combining different items and experimentation. You're going to be experimenting with all different types of weapons, shields, even creating vehicles. So why does it have to stop there? Maybe, just maybe, we could experiment with the Master Sword, and we could have all different types of Master Swords in this game. But like I said before, I think it would be kind of silly if you could just combine any old item. So I think those items have to be really special. Kind of like the reward for completing a dungeon. Oh, you get a new power, you could combine it with the Master Sword. And it'd probably take till close to the end of the game so you could actually fix the Master Sword. But at that point, would you even want the basic bitch Master Sword? Or would you want some kind of cool, creative power that you've combined already with the Master Sword? Maybe like the hookshot in this game is a weapon that combines with the Master Sword, then you get the hookshot. Can you just imagine if the best items, the best weapons in this game, you actually have to combine with the Master Sword? That just blows my mind to think about, and it's kind of pretty cool. And I have another point that I really want to get to right now. So traditionally in Zelda games, you don't start off the game with the Master Sword. You have to go on a journey, or you have to go on a quest, or you have to earn it throughout the game. Especially in Breath of the Wild. Like I said before, I think you needed 13 heart containers. Then you have to go in the Lost Woods and, basically cost you all of your life, but you're able to pull it out. Maybe in Tears of the Kingdom, you don't lose the Master Sword ever. You have it the whole time. Granted, at the beginning of the game, it gets really, really damaged. Malice just really destroys it. Ganon breaks it in half. Who knows? But you still have that Master Sword on your back. It's kind of a reminder that, hey, I need to fix this thing. Like, throughout the whole game, that's what you're trying to do. But you're never like, don't have it, and it's like, oh, I need to go there to get this so I could have the Master Sword. You have it the whole time, and that's just like a really cool to think about. And it'd be cool to have like your broken Master Sword on your back. Basically not even able to use it, but just a reminder of why you're playing the game and things that you're trying to accomplish. Granted, we're trying to save Zelda, probably, defeat Ganon, but repairing the Master Sword is almost equally as important. What do you think, guys? Do you think we're going to be able to fuse random items to the Master Sword? Is that a crazy idea? Or do you think this game is going to be more about just trying to resurrect and repair the Master Sword to its original form? And, let me throw a third idea out there. Do you think we're going to be able to, just fuse multiple items to this? Do you think it's going to be random, silly items? Or do you think they're going to keep the Master Sword kind of sacred and serious? Let me know what you think down in the comments section, guys. I really love getting back to your comments. One of my favorite things about making YouTube, for sure. Guys, like I said earlier, if you're new to my channel, I make a lot of Zelda content, Tears of the Kingdom content, Nintendo content, all that stuff. So definitely think about subscribing, hitting that like button. So next time I go live with content, you get it right away. Guys, thank you so much for watching this video. And as always, I'll see you on the flip side.